Okay, so I want to go through my indexes and watch list this morning. It's Saturday morning around 10 a.m. And I also want to go over the chart, my new chart layout. I'm always tinkering and updating, and I have several dozen chart layouts with TC2000. That's what I like about it, is you can do a lot of customization with it. So the latest thing is just, I got rid of the, let me just make sure I have this saved, this chart. So go back to, so I had this kind of, this squeeze indicator here, and I got rid of it, or I'm testing out replacing it with the Warden stochastics, which should be a little clearer of a signal. So this is the new and improved layout here. And why I like this a little bit better, I think that, well, the Warden stochastics is going to move a little faster and it's a little easier to read. But here you have price going sideways while this is going up, right? So that's one indicator. And then you have, it's breaking above its signal line, so this 5 simple moving average here. So you're already above this green line while you're still in a squeeze. So I kept the squeeze, I kept these dots here, the white, the blue, the dots are still the same. I just replaced the momentum aspect of it. So as a momentum indicator, I'm using this Warden stochastics. And then I have ADR on here as well. So that's ADR for, it'll change to whatever time frame you're on. So if you're day trading intraday, some of these 1 minute, if you're on a 1 minute, the ADR could be a 5. So that's very important to know. So that I always have that handy and visible. So really, the idea is that I want to be able to read when price is in a squeeze, when the Bollinger Bands are inside of the Keltner channels and they're getting tight. So that's what on the chart here. I have the Bollinger Bands with the simple moving average, the simple 20. I also have VWAP on an intraday time frame. It'll show, and then the 200 simple moving average. And then I have this color coded as well. The price bars are color coded. And then down here I have the positive volume index in green with the blue moving average on it, and then the Klinger volume index. So oftentimes you'll see the Klinger will, if we look at a daily chart of NVIDIA, the Klinger is in a downtrend here. However, price continues to go up, and you still have positive volume. The positive volume index is still moving up, but you're starting to see some warning signs. So here you have the largest volume selling right there, the last 252 bars, and then you're seeing this positive volume index dry up, and then we're seeing the stochastic turn down negative and cross below that 80 level here. So there are some indications that maybe on a daily time frame that NVIDIA is slowing down. On a weekly time frame, it appears to be okay. So I'm taking a momentum, essentially it's a momentum oscillator, a volatility, a way to read volatility, which is what these dots are. Also, you're reading volatility with the Bollinger Bands, and then you have a trend indicator with the simple moving average, 20 and the 200. And then down here, you're looking at price volume indicators, which is what these are doing, the positive volume index, the Klinger, combining price and volume, and then just like a standard, this is actually dollar volume, and then price high and lows. So combining it all together, I'm able to hopefully get some type of edge out of this. So yesterday I was trading NVIDIA, day trading it, amongst other things, and looking at a 15-minute time frame. So looking at, well, starting with the weekly, daily, down to the 15-minute, down to the 1 and 2 minutes. But you know, the 15-minute here, if we look at it, you can see the price still has an uptrend here. It's wedging. So I have a wedge drawn on that. And then where I played it short yesterday here on a 1 minute time frame, how I was able to read that was just looking at prices making a higher, it's trying to make a higher high here above the Bollinger Band, right? And then you're looking for M's and W's. So here you have an M shape, right? And then here you have a divergence of prices trying to go higher. Okay, well this clinger is, well, that's clearly lower. So it's not confirming this price trend. You're coming up against this upper line. And also I have an anchor VWAP from the all-time high, this white line. So you're right above that there. You're approaching the Bollinger Band, which is coming down. So there's a lot of things here which lead me to believe that if this fails, I want to start shorting it, which is what I did. And then that right here is an indication where, okay, now the positive volume index, that's gone, and you're starting to get the red volume, and then you get a 20 bar low. So on a trend, 15 minute, and then if you drill down to the 1 minute, if you're trading that, scalping it, and this is what I did right here. It's crossing below that anchor VWAP, red, I'm in it. Okay, I'm in the trade. It's, size, leveraged, and then you're catching a move 0.5%, or you're catching it with options, it's even bigger. Then it goes back towards the moving average, but now it's in a clear downtrend. So here you're going sideways. Now you're in a downtrend. Now it's pink. Again, I have this color coded in a way that works for me. Okay, bouncing back to the 20. Now I'm starting to notice that you can take a short again here. And now I'm noticing, okay, well, we're starting to see some the volume coming in here, the cleaner volume index. Maybe I want to be a little careful. You're on a first leg, second leg. Now here's the third leg. So on this, you could short it crossing down through the 20. You have the oscillator here, the stochastics, giving you a signal, and then you have a cross here. So that's where I'm looking to play these legs short here on a 1 minute chart and scalping it by using a confluence of indicators, along with a higher time frame with the 15 minute, having my levels drawn out. And then here you could see you could catch these moves up, but it's also within, price is pretty much going sideways. Like this was the move you wanted to catch, and then this was the move you wanted to catch. So anyway, that's kind of going off on a tangent, just getting back to looking at the, going through my indexes. Oil is really approaching all-time highs again, right there. But there's a buy signal. This orange is a buy signal. That you could have got in here once you started to see these. I wasn't playing oil, but that's, if you get into a trend earlier before it starts to go, if you know how to read all these different signals. XLF financials, that's in a clear uptrend so far, and so far I don't see any signals where it appears to be reversing. Home builders, let's see, also got my fundamentals here, which we'll get to in a second. Better with looking at that with stocks. So here you have orange buy bar signals. Trend is moving up. Price and volume. Could it be slowing down now? You broke above the Bollinger Band here. Here you're not able to get above it. We're still moving up. Might be slowing down a little bit. Okay, S&P 500. It's starting to turn down there on the Warden. This is where if you have your all-time line high right here. They're trying to still up. You have some selling coming in here, but there are no real sell signals just yet. SPY. Yeah, this week you had some volume. So you could say if it breaks below this candle here, this bar, maybe we start to see some lows. This is the bond index. Yeah, so this is the Treasury Bond Fund, and that is starting to, it's down, right? Pretty clear. High yield corporate debt, that's looking negative. kind of going sideways right here. Bitcoin still remains strong. Let's see, you're at all-time highs above them. Yep, look at that volume. Did see some sellers this week though. Uranium, that remains negative. Now you're in a squeeze here. This is starting to turn up a little bit. You're below the 20. You got negative volume here. Cleaner, some red. There. So it's really it's got this box here. It's above this anchored VWAP, going back to the lows here. So either it could go either way at this point. It's the way that I read it. If it triggers above, you could take it long. If it triggers below, you could take it short. RSP, the equal weighted index, starting to fade a little bit. Again, same thing. You got an inside week. Let's see which way it breaks. You have volume here. You have a lower high here. So you're looking for divergences. Lower high there while price is moving up. And you have a cross. So, I mean, my guess would be it's going to break lower. We'll see. FFTY, these are the IBD growth stocks. Checking off anchor VWAP. Again, you have this lower high here. All price is trying to make a higher high. And you have selling right there. Does not look positive. The NASDAQ, that is struggling to hold the all-time highs. Let's look at a monthly chart versus QQQ, which has made higher highs. NASDAQ 100, and is still holding above all-time highs. But look at that. It's not getting above here where it was back in July. Gold. All right. Healthcare. Builders. This one's kind of interesting. Yeah, it's wedging higher on red volume. So you had the volume there. It still went higher. Made a move of 50% or so. It's just trending along. Nothing, I don't know. Maybe not much to do there. Software. T2, so this is stocks above the 200-day moving average. IWM. Are we going to get a breakout in this? I don't know. Could it also be a lower high from here? Let's get anchor VWAP. Let's delete that. Yeah, there's really like not much going on here. Volatility index, transports. Vanguard REIT ETF. Not something I really want to own. Treasury bond fund. So if this is going down, that means inflation is going to be going up. But let's look at this oscillator here. That's wedging. That's kind of looking, maybe that's bullish. I don't know. But volume is down. So we've kind of have some conflicting signals. It's forming this box. And then we'll see. Semiconductors. arcs in this weekly squeeze, curling down. Still has volume coming in. Basically has this box right here. Keep an eye on that one. 10. This is a solar ETF. Yeah, rejecting off the moving average. Pretty weak. All right, so that's going through all the indexes. Let's look at the Darvis box breakouts, DRCT. See, this is an easy one to read. Now this is where I can bring in my fundamentals as well. It's relative strength versus the S&P. It's up 528% in comparison. You just see the EPS growth. It's all right there, triple digit. Made a huge run up, pulls back, then you have a buy signal right there. If you bought it above that signal, it's doubled since then. More than doubled. Wow. Look at that volume here. Yeah, it came initially out of a tight squeeze there. Go to a daily chart. Something like this, you could have taken it right there, up across above those highs. QUBT, it's up 28% on the week. Look at this, in a squeeze. Have some earnings. They still have negative earnings, but look at the growth. Yeah, here you can see the volume. All right, let's move this along. LFMD, that was a breakout from the week. MSTR just continues to scream higher. Oracle, big box breakout there. Hood, look at this volume on the hood. It's gone straight up. So here you had a buy, you had pull back. So here you had a move. This week alone was up 25.86% on massive volume. Then it comes up here, forms like this cup. Now here's your handle, pulling back to the moving average, and then you would take it as a cross above these highs here with your buy signal. And if you put your stop just inside of that box, you could add a tighter stop. Then from there, it's up. On a weekly chart, it's up 68%. Here's another one. Nice long sideways consolidation. Look at this earnings growth. It's insane. Breaks out from the box. Now, you could take it like that as a sell signal because it's crossing down on volume through the Bollinger Band. Banks. SLH, I did trade this one, and then I was looking at it on the weekly chart, and then I looked at the daily and scared myself out of it. Still made a decent gain, but you got to get better at just sticking to a time frame. But yeah, here you have a squeeze. While you're still in the squeeze, price is moving up, oscillators moving up. Oil looking strong. Microsoft tried to go higher, but couldn't close at a new high, right? You tried to get above this high here, and it came back. And you can see that the Klinger volume oscillator is pointing down. You have this is pointing down. Look at the daily chart. You had to squeeze, right? It went up, and then it came right back, set up. So that could be sometimes with these, when it gets tight like that, you have that false move first, then it comes back with volume. So it's something to keep an eye on. Berkshire Hathaway, wow, look at the earnings growth on this thing. Still hanging in there, Netflix. DraftKings, volume slowing down a little bit. Hit a buy signal there, still holding above it. Fundamentals are all right. Yeah, I don't see any selling. United Rentals. Here's another strong one. Makes this big move up from the bottom. About a 4-bagger. Right? Here's an indication where it's starting to slow down. Your first sell signal, like in this area. You have multiple indications. But look how strong this was on the weekly there. And now, while it's in this squeeze, this is why I like the Warden Stochastic better, because you're starting to see a clear uptrend here while price is going sideways. And then you're getting signals here with the buy signal there. So if you took it right there from that buy signal and held through earnings, you're up over 50%. Yeah, and you see nothing but green down here. Bitcoin with the ELF. So here you have, this is again why I like the Warden Stochastics, a higher low right there, while price is making a lower low. It didn't close or go below that bottom Bollinger Band. You get a buy signal here. I mean, really, you could be paying attention to this thing. Let's erase that. Right in this area. Here you get an inside week. So it goes lower, and then price says, no, maybe we don't want to go lower. So it trades above that, and now you're in, and it's up 90% since then. Wow. Nothing but strong volume here. Yeah, this one, it's kind of confusing. It looks like red volume there, but really the buyers were just stepping in. Fundamentals are there. Market cap, it's only still 11 billion. Float is key. It's only 45 million. Dash, same sort of deal. Nice buy signal there. Although you didn't really have that as much of a divergence. Opera was another one. Again, here's that weekly squeeze. So white is really tight. Red is a normal squeeze. But what do you notice? Like here, it's making a higher high. As price is trying to go lower, it doesn't go lower. It rejects those lows. You have volume. Everything's kind of moving up this way to the right. So that would be, okay, let's take it a break above this high. I'm going to get in. So right there on a daily chart, you could be getting in. The fundamentals are there. And then you had an anchor VWAP right up here. But that's how you can get in earlier on a move like that. INTR Banks Regional. So here in a squeeze, but look at that. You also have to look at the price action. Obviously, price is king. It tried breaking out and then came right back. The volume is not quite there. Momentum's still pointing up, but I think that's a situation where you don't have the confirmation on the price. Builder, that's starting to slow down. This is one that I've been wanting to get short on. So if it takes out this buy signal, potentially, I'm going to send an alert on that. Because you have selling coming in, momentum fading a little bit. To whack. Another squeeze with the oscillator up here. ALT still going sideways. Kind of building on a pretty long base here. Momentum is down. Had some selling on Friday. Let me clean this up a second. So this is one that you could have been ready to short because it tries to break out here, fails. Now it's coming back. I don't know. Volume. I would be careful shorting this thing, but just as a setup, you get a higher high here, and then it immediately fails. Man, ALT. Let me move that to a different list. Delete it from this list. The coin. Okay, here you have some selling, but it's still holding up. Broadcom, that is a breakdown on volume. Look at that, negative earnings too. Lift, slowing in there. Dream Finders Homes. Again on the daily chart, so this has that M formation or double top or the puddle of death. Many different names it's called by, but you can see it. It makes a higher high. It doesn't close or get above the Bollinger Bands here. You've got momentum fading. This is a lower high as price is making a higher high. Weekly, it still looks all right, but you could have shorted it at a break of this low on the weekly. You could also short it at a break of the buy signal low. SMCI, I am short this one based off the daily chart. You can see it fading here with some volume. And then look at this clinger. So that is there I think there's been some distribution there. That's kind of what it's telling you. Dell, that was a climax there. Okay. Bullish charts. These should be bullish. We'll move them around if they aren't. Deck. Oh. A lot of selling right there. The price didn't really go. Let's see. I mean, that's a signal. If it breaks below here, could be potentially a short. To remove Dell from the other list. Daily squeeze. Yeah. Look how tight that got. So you had that clinger pointing down, Kind of choppy overall. Let's move this to BTU. Look at that. So that was a fake out, right? You had this weekly squeeze. Tried it, but look at the oscillator. It wasn't. I mean, if you didn't have the Warden stochastics on this, I don't think you would have seen how, the way that this was shaping up. But that's a box breakdown on volume. Add this too. I've seen that the insiders are really dumping this stock, PLTR. I don't see a reason to sell it just yet, though. Bearish. Bearish stocks, yeah, Apple. Have some buyers stepping in here at the lows. With an inside week. So let's see, which way is it going to go from here? That's what I would look at. Z-scaler still heading down. Yeah, it's not really bearish. Tesla, look at that. So you had a squeeze right there. You could start to get in as it fails. You got a sell signal here with the Warden stochastics. You have a sell signal here with a price crossing below the 20 simple moving average. This has turned down. The volume, positive volume index that's gone. So there was really no reason to be buying this thing, despite how many people say they want to buy it. Or, all the bulls that are. I've been bearish in this one for a while now. Just looking at a monthly chart. All right. So then you had the breakdown, then you had confirmation, then it tried wedging up here, flagging out, you had a bear flag, and then it continued down. So there hasn't been big selling volume on it, but it just, let's see, since here it's down 35%. AI, this one came right back. So here you have the stochastics moving up, but just because they're moving up doesn't mean price is going to go higher. Fundamentals are not great on this one. Yeah, that might have been a little bit tougher. Review app. Put it daily on that. ASPN and Enphase. Daily squeeze. I did try to take this long based on this daily squeeze here, and then immediately got stopped out. But so your signals with this bar, really, your squeeze fires. Yeah, man, I shouldn't have took that short. Look at that. This is heading straight down. This is negative and failed there. You look for M's, M top, and W bottoms. Sometimes W's aren't always easy to read. Let's go to the box breakdowns. Rig is moving on up. Let's move that to list 2. Yeah, look at that divergence there. Right here you can start to buy. Let's move that to STA list 3. Oil's been trending up. Did a video about that last week. Workday. So if you're long and you start to see this here, you got to start paying attention. PNW. Snowflake. Selling continues in NVTS. You're not seeing any positive divergences. It's making lower lows. Projecting the 50-day. So you have some volumes coming up. You got the oscillator up. You're in a squeeze. But price is rejecting that phase. And this one just cannot get out of its own way. New lows for UPST. Rivian, you had a big sell signal there, but no follow through. Volume was there. We had some volume coming in here. I don't know. It's IonQ is a weekly squeeze. Momentum is not there right now. You got the volume heading down. Volume's drying up. There's not really been any selling. You have buyers coming in here and here. And this week, there were no buyers. So where are they? Why aren't they buying it? But it's still holding the Bollinger Band. I mean, I could easily see this breaking out to the upside. It could go either way. Sun. That's a box breakdown. Lower high here. It's got some decent fundamentals. Man, AMR, I missed this one on the short side. I had it ready to go. But yeah, here you start to see the divergence. The momentum is fading. Where's the volume? This is down. Selling here. And then it just goes sideways. Probably had a daily squeeze. No. A little bit. Yeah, but then it breaks. I mean, you could be down, this is down 18% on the week. Whereas here, look, you have big move. You're in a squeeze. Look at this, in a squeeze, and this is above the the green line. Moving up on volume. Everything's moving up here. Right, so that gives you a good indication that maybe this is going to go higher. Then it pulls back to the moving average. Is just a beautiful textbook setup. Right there, you get massive volume. Take it above, a breakout above that high, and then it makes a move 78%. I got to keep a closer eye on this one. And let's see what else we have. Round this out. Oops. Bros. These are stocks that I'm just watching and keeping an eye on. Myrna. Could this be a double top? I don't know. Square, I don't see the reason to be. I mean, I've seen people on Twitter talking this name up, but look, it's below this anchored VWAP. Maybe this is going to start to form an M. It could still move higher, but I don't see it. I don't see a reason to be super bullish on it. Roku, same. I mean, who's going to be buying Roku? I mean, I think a smart TV does the same thing, right? Roblox. This one also rejecting off the anchor VWAP. Going back to the IPO week. Meta. Zucker Schmuck. Gonna go in sideways. Let's go to daily. Momentum down. Selling. This huge strong gap. I mean, I'm tempted to short it just because I don't like Mark Zuckerberg, but that's not a good reason to short. Firm, I did short that this week, and I have that short in one of my accounts. Daily squeeze. I don't really think else on the hourly squeeze. But maybe it could be finding a bottom here, so I need to be careful. I did scale out of it already. Okay, now this is the entire list. And to update that, let me go to add these to add all symbols, copy all symbols to, there we go. There we go. So this gives me everything, and now you can even filter, you can run filters and scans and whatnot on your list. All right, well, maybe I'll do that for another video. So DRCT up the most, AMR down the most.